presentation of this video is probably going to come across as like I'm anti-woman or I'm a male chauvinist or something of that nature. And that isn't true. I love women. They fascinate me because they're so completely different creations than men are. What I'm not a fan of is the quote-unquote modern woman, what I tend to call a mouthy woman. Now, how are you going to know that she's a modern woman? Well, she'll tell you, whether you asked or not. And she'll go over her credentials. She's educated. She has a degree. Now, that probably means a mountain of student debt, and it's probably, humanities, the arts, English degree, these makeup, but never mind all that. You're just being a chauvinist pig. She's educated. She has her own vehicle, and thereby transportation. Now that probably means a car payment or, a really upside down bad deal because sticking to something is different. Never mind that. She can get around, okay? She has her own place to live. That probably means an apartment where you don't even, you can't put too many pots out on your little 4x4 square if you have a patio at all. You certainly can't have a garden. And you're paying an obnoxious price for rent. Don't even worry about that. She's gainfully employed. She has a job. Now, I would venture to guess about 80 to 85% of these jobs are what I call make-work jobs or BS jobs. We're going to do a video on that a little later. But she has a paycheck coming in, buddy. And what she's going to tell you is she's a strong and independent woman. And she don't need no man. The trouble with that is, it's preposterous. Of course you need a man. And I'll show you why. I have in front of me here a list of statistics that I got off the interwebinals, Google, the thing. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but it's probably pretty close. Carpenters, 99% male. So if you need something built, you're going to require a male. Firemen, 92.1% male. The other 7.9%, I would assume, are mostly in some type of administrative position, be that as it may. If there's an emergency and a fire outbreak, you're probably going to need a man. Military, 85% male. When the killing needs done, they call up the boys. You notice there's no selective service for women. It's the men that are basically forced into conscription. Construction, this is a generality, this is everything that needs built, 98.5% male. So it's pretty easy to say that you don't need a man when everything has already been built. It still needs to be maintained. This is your sewage, your running water, your electricity, the roads that you drive on, your apartment that you live in, or your house, if you have a house. Everything that gets built is done by a man. Pretty much. Farmers, those are important because you got to eat. 82.2% men do the farming. Fishermen, 91.2%. You don't have to have fish to live, but if you do, you're probably going to rely on a male. Landscaping, you don't have to have a landscaper. Usually somebody's got to mow the grass at a minimum. And they're mostly men. Airplane pilots, 90.9%. You're going to want to fly at some point, I would imagine. You're going to need a man to get there. And then we got police, 83.2%. Roughneck. These are the hard, brutally hard, physical, filthy jobs out in the oil fields. So you can have petroleum products, which are everywhere. And you can have oil, to drive your car. That's 96.8%. And then inventors, which is everything that gets created from here on out and that has been created, 79.5%. Male. What about mechanics? I didn't get the number for that. Automobile mechanics? I'd imagine it's 90+%. Personally, I've never seen a female mechanic. Doesn't mean there aren't any. I'm sure there are. Just saying. when you need something heavy moved, when you need advice on something that's broken and you call your dad or your brother, or you get the guys that you work with to come help you move, those are all men. What do you mean exactly by you don't need no men? And more importantly, why are these women's body counts so incredibly high? Almost always double digits. 20, 30, 50, 112. The actual number doesn't matter when you get above about 4. You said you didn't need a man. You've shot your pair bonding. Now your chances of settling down and forming a family and sticking with it in a successful marriage are almost 0. Why are you so loud? And what are you so angry about? Now maybe we can go back to the oppression of women. And that was a serious thing. At one time, women couldn't vote. They couldn't hold jobs, or, mostly didn't. And heaven help you, if you were a divorced or scorned woman, you might be stuffed away in some shack, where they brought you your groceries, so you were disgraced publicly. And that stuff isn't right, and I'm not saying that it is. But by and large, at least in America, I have to assume it is pretty oppressive to get to stay home, not have to punch a clock every day for a job. Your husband provides for the family. You get to spend your time with your children, making sure they're raised right and clean and well-fed and dressed. I could see where that gets pretty oppressive. Why are you so angry for? And why does it have to be just jammed down our throats? Strutting around, all the things I listed earlier, the education, the vehicle, the apartment, the job, those are all traits of an adult. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know why men don't get celebrated for that. Probably because it's commonplace. That's the things you're supposed to do as an adult. I don't know if that makes you a success. It just means that you've grown up and you're not hopefully relying on your parents anymore to get by in life. What are we advertising here? My dad used to say, if you ain't in business, don't advertise. Now, personally, for me, the days of the chase are over. And they've been over for years. That got killed and extinguished many years ago for me. But man, I have a sympathy for these young guys starting out. And you're trying to build something and have a two-way partnership with some loyalty and trust you're going to ride down the years with. Because it pretty well takes both dynamics, male and female, to raise successful kids. And I don't know how these young guys are doing it when she's strong and independent. I don't even know how you would approach that. I don't know. I know I have a pity for them. And this notion that you don't need no man, and the world would be a better place without men, is just laughable. If you have comments, you can put them in the comment section. I always enjoy reading them. I might not always agree with them. That's the beauty of, differences. I do thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I'll see you next time.